It is a regular Thursday afternoon along Murang'a Road in the capital, Nairobi. Two vans are parked outside the Jamia Towers. Inside are tens of children from the Child Welfare Society of Kenya. One after the other, they are carried into a room on the ground floor of the building. The exercise lasts over 2 hours until the last child is brought back to the vehicles. From a distance, a luminous green steel door closed ever so often invites a glance. No signage appears on the facade to show exactly what happens inside. We have established that about 20 minors from the Child Welfare Society of Kenya are brought here 3 times a week. There's a list which includes minors with various mental and physical conditions: cerebral palsy, mental retardation, bipolar mood disorder, and autism, an indication that this facility offers some form of medical services.
Thank you so much for making time for us.
Our sources have informed us that these minors were withdrawn from various hospitals, including the Kenyatta National Hospital, Gertrude's Hospital, Kijabe, and the Center for Tropical Medicine, and brought to this facility. What were the reasons that were given for transferring the children from the known medical facilities to this specific clinic?
February 2019 is the time the decision was made, and we were told it's from the CEO. We asked why. We were told no reason. When the CEO says no clinic shall be attended, you don't attend any clinic, and that will happen.
A fairly small space divided into 3 rooms. On top of a table sits this device connected to a computer and headphones. This, we are told, is a diagnosis machine. In one of the rooms are displayed a variety of pharmaceuticals. On the notice board, a copy of a business permit from the Nairobi City County for the company, Stallions Rain Associates. Behind these doors, sounds of screaming children catch our attention. NTV Investigates has obtained secret recordings of the procedures that are administered to the minors in this facility by one Agre Akuyanga and a Catherine Dungu. We'd like to warn you that you may find some of these pictures disturbing to watch.
So kuna venye wanadunga watu hii kutoka kichwa na mwingine kutoka mguu. So wanasema kuna zile pattern ati wanafollow kulingana na ile ugonjwa mtu hii ako nayo. So ni kind of painful, sababu watu hii walikuwa wanapiga nduru ile hata wase wako nje wanashindwa ni nini na happen.
Across the room, another child reacts angrily to a brush of the head using a laser-like electric device. This nurse aide walks out of the room with several bags fully packed and sealed. Tens of them are arranged in the small space in the rear compartment of the van. These, we came to learn, are drugs. a bag full for every child.
When you're enrolled in that clinic, you will be ever taking drugs, and they are like minimum of 5 drugs per child. Some children used to react with some drugs that they call immune boosters. We were told to give every child under 2 years. They used to react with them on the skin, and the first thing as a medic, when there is a reaction, you withdraw that thing that you are suspecting is causing the reaction. But they don't want that. You are told to give, they call it, healing crisis. When you withdraw, you are reported to the CEO that you are against those drugs.
These are drugs given today for one patient, a child with a severe cerebral palsy, and you can see all these are supplement drugs. I don't know how they come here in Kenya. You can check. This is Tianchi, and all these are supposed to end within a week. You can see Super Life. They say this one is for the kid cannot talk, cannot move, just a bedridden patient. And then you can see for this Super Life, they say that it's improved the mind. I don't know. The one box of this Rainsol cost 18,000. That is the government money. This is a client that is being seen by a consultant, a psychiatrist consultant, neurologist consultant, sorry, Gertrude Steeden Hospital. And the doctor advised that we should stop giving these things being tested to the kids. And the letter was written to CWSK, that is Child Welfare Society of Kenya, but nothing was done.
NTV Investigates has obtained samples of drugs administered by Stallion's Rain. Those that had been prescribed by doctors and consultants who saw the minors before were all withdrawn, we are told.
Dr. Chunge, clinic ya Adams, Professor Chunge's clinic, alikuwa amemwandikia haloperidol. Hiyo ni ya kutuliza, nikiawacha hizo activities mingi, hyperactivity sijigongeshe. So walicancel hiyo prescription ya huyo daktari a consultant, wakaeka hiyo antitherapy ya kuchana mtoi na hizo mashine. Another one wako nayo ni kadi tu zimeandikwa na Kichina, na hapo chini kuna mahali zimeandikwa na English ati ni student card. So hizo walikuwa wanavalisha watoi kwa shingo ati zina fight diseases na zinawasaidia brain kudevelop, na ni kadi ya kawaida hivi ya plastic.
We have also obtained pages of a top-secret progressive medical report dated 26th March 2019, detailing the services the Child Welfare Society of Kenya and the children got from Stallion's Rain Associates. We affirmed that our children were receiving recommended health services and care by the staff at the center, the report reads. Until now, the health status of our children has improved. A total of 226 children from the former Mangina Children's Homes in Nairobi are benefiting from Stallion's Rain's immune boosters and therapy. While scrutinizing these files, we come across the name of a minor whose custody was taken back by the Child Welfare Society of Kenya in April 2019 from an American couple due to irregularities in the guardianship process. He was also receiving medical care at Stallion Rain. These copies of invoices from Stallion Rain to the Child Welfare Society of Kenya show the costs. 14 sessions of a service referred to as green therapy costs 35,000 shillings. 2 boxes of the drug Rainsol cost 36,000 shillings. STC 20,500, lecithin 7,800 and Kitosan at 6,500 for a total of 105,000 shillings a month for this patient. The therapy and more drugs for 2 other children in this invoice cost a total of 258,600 shillings, that is 129,300 shillings each. Notice this invoice, written on 18th May 2019, billing for services to be provided in June and July 2019, about 2 months ahead. We have come to the Kenyatta National Hospital to find more details on the treatment of these minors before their withdrawal. The occupational therapy department had been seeing them since 2013, the head of the department tells us.
Most of them, they did not have any sitting tolerance, so they could not sit by themselves. They could not be able to hold their heads, so every time the head was sloppy like this. Yeah. So we put each and every person in a program, and as I mentioned, the program is tailor-made after some time. And this is especially between the month of February and March. We just realized that they are no longer coming. So we really do not know what happened. We did not get any feedback from them.
How are these patients responding to treatment according to your files and having seen them over a period of time?
Having seen these patients for that period of time which we have seen, and as I said, they were diverse times, we have noticed immense improvements in terms of physical, in terms of intellectual, and in terms of speech.
And them being withdrawn abruptly, and let's presume being taken elsewhere where there's not that kind of procedure or therapy that they were receiving here. Would you say that that would affect then what you had gained in terms of therapy and recovery?
Precisely. That one definitely is going to affect. And I will tell you this. In this country, this is where you get the best sensory integration dysfunction facility. There are elsewhere which are very well equipped, but here again we have therapists who really are at it. And we have been able to manage even to send those persons who have cerebral palsy to school. Because of the delayed development that comes with the cerebral palsy, we will take him or her to this particular gadget.
Dr. Ndiga demonstrates to us the standardized occupational therapy program the children with cerebral palsy were on.
We will fasten this person here.
This equipment is used to aid in muscle rigidity, body posture, and sitting tolerance.
Other activities that may be of interest to the child.
Then there are these, used for intellectual, cognitive, and speech therapy. So I just want to show you what they are on right now in terms of treatment or therapy or whatever it is, for a professional opinion. This is what they are doing to these kids. It appears to be very painful. You can, yes, and they've been held down by both. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that's what they are doing to your patients. There's nothing like what you have here, or what you had been doing to them here.
Disorient or something?
I don't know what this is, actually.
Okay.
What is your opinion or reaction to this?
Really, I can't say much about this. But if we were to look at it from the occupational therapy point of view, pinching, pricking those places will not solve any problem. They will not solve the problem. Because like this one, you see there is the contracture of the legs. This requires some serious kind of manipulation, which again is not something that will happen in a day.
At any given point when they go to the facility, each one of them gets dozens and dozens of this in a whole bag or box in some cases, carton.
So all of them are given this kind of drugs?
Yes.
Okay. So, absurd. Well, I have no comment about this.
All right. The other question is, what are the costs of treatment for cerebral palsy within your facility here? How much did you charge after how long?
Here we, as you know, we are a government facility. So our treatments are highly subsidized by the government. What we do in KNH, as of the moment, we only charge you 600 shillings per session. So if you come for 2 sessions in a week, we only ask you for 1,200.
Cynthia, whose real name and identity we have concealed, has been receiving the services of Stallion's Reign. Before this, she went to the Kenyatta National Hospital for treatment of acute bipolar mood disorder.
So thank you so much, Dr. Omondi, for making time for us today.
And so we have come to Dr. Josephine Omondi, a pediatric psychiatrist who treated and counseled Cynthia. The 16-year-old first came here in early 2018. Then she went missing mid that year. She came back for review in January 2019. But since April, Dr. Omondi has not seen her again.
She was on what we call mood stabilizers. Mood stabilizer tablets, and there were 2 types of tablets, an antipsychotic and a mood stabilizer. So we combine this to stabilize the girl as she continues going to school.
Okay. How is she responding to treatment within the period that she was?
Yeah, after discharge, I think she stabilized very well, and that's how come she was able to to go back to school and start her schooling.
When she came back, then the second time, January of 2019.
When she came back in January, I just took up from where I had left. Yeah.
Did you notice that she was as stable as the last time she left you, or she had deteriorated?
Not quite. You see, for a patient to come back, it means there is a problem. Yeah, to come back after a long time, it means there's a problem. She told me that she was going somewhere else to get some other medication in form of fluid. But she didn't know what they were. Yeah, so, and she couldn't tell me. She didn't know. Yeah, yeah. And I didn't ask too much. Yeah, because I was going to end nowhere. Yes.
We have since established that she was being taken to a certain facility and they were being given, alongside other children, some form of treatment. So I've been able to obtain some of those clips. I'd like to show you and get to understand what your professional opinion is. So these are patients with cerebral palsy, some of them with mental retardation, bipolar disorder like your patient. I want to show you another one. So this is, you see this pin, sort of?
The what?
This edge, this thing with the pin.
The pin,
on the edge,
yes.
yes. So they use them to pierce on, I think, nerve endings, something of the sort. What is your reaction to this?
I'm surprised, more than surprised, because if I don't know anything about this kind of treatment of bipolar patients, with cutting and brushing, that is not medicine. That is not the practice that I know, I was taught. It is something else. I have no name for it.
I'll also show you some drug samples that we have obtained that they administer, or at least dispense, in very large amounts, almost every 2 weeks, to these children. And I assume some of them are the ones your patient was talking about. I assume the one she was telling you about is this, which we are told the facility says cures almost everything. Cured is cures.
Wow, I have no idea. I've never seen it, so I don't know. Maybe this is the one she was talking about. I don't know. I don't know.
Did you ever try to reach out to the Child Welfare Society to find out where your patients were disappearing to and then coming back later?
They would not give information. They would not give. I actually asked about what the child takes. It was generally put as some supplements. Yeah, and I left it at that. The people who are administering this medication, are they registered in this country? Are they officially practicing seeing these patients legally?
It's a very good question, Doctor. That is a very good question.
Okay.
And so we have come to the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board, the regulatory body mandated with licensing medical facilities and practitioners. Our mission is to find out whether Stallions Rain Associates and the proprietors Agre Akuyanga and Catherine Dungu are registered and licensed.
Hello, I see you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Thank you for making time for us.
Yes, welcome.
For this. Asante. Asante. Okay.
What can I do for you?
We are following up on a case here about some facility and some personnel work there. Just wanted to know if they are registered and licensed to operate.
May I have the list?
Yes. Here's a list. The first one is the name of the facility, and then the two are the personnel, the people who operate it as the healthcare providers.
Let's just go to our system. The Medical Council keeps a record of all health facilities in the country. The first one is Stallion Rain. They have not called themselves hospital or clinic or medical center or anything else. They are calling themselves associates.
Yes.
This I can even start saying that I would not register anything like this here. Because for us it must be a medical center, a dental clinic, or an hospital for that matter. No results found.
So the facility is...
The facility, Stallion Rain Associates facility, is not in our record. And the persons operating the facility are not in our record. Now,
what therefore does that mean?
Now this means two things. One, the first assumption I assume is that it's a quack, unqualified, unlicensed, unregistered.
So here's a situation where you have someone who appears not to be licensed or registered administering medical care to patients.
The persons would be exposing patients to great danger of malpractice, misdiagnosis, and of course injury, even to their own bodies themselves.
You spoke about the issue of signage, just labeling to show that this is a health or medical facility, and also the issue of the name. It's called Stallion Rain Associates.
Signage is a requirement that every health center, every facility has to indicate, even a doctor's clinic. It has to be indicated. And therefore, it is an offense for somebody to operate like they're operating an office. And the way you have given it looks like associates. As a council, we cannot register a health center or a health facility which is called associates.
Armed with the samples of the drugs in hand, we head across the road to the regulator of pharmaceuticals and poisons, the Pharmacy and Poisons Board.
Okay. So we just want to have a look at...
We want to verify whether they are registered and safe for use in the country.
We're going to search through the system, that is the retention system, food supplement section, and see whether they are listed. And this is Omega Plus. So this one is not listed. It's not in the list. This is the only Omega Plus that is listed. The product is not in the database. No record found. So this product is not in our database. No record found.
No record.
Yeah. No record found. No record. So not listed. This one is listed. So doctor's choice is listed. But as a food supplement.
Of the 13 samples we brought here, only one was registered.
So when you say that they are not registered or listed by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, what does that mean?
It means that the people that are dealing with them, the marketers, the importers, they are dealing with the unregistered or unlisted products, which is an illegal activity.
What are the dangers of dispensing medicines that are not licensed or tested, like the case of VES, to the patients, to the general public?
Of course, you're denying the patients the right to proper medication, the right to proper treatment. But as food supplements, it will be a chance. They could be, they may not meet the label claim. There are some products that may not have those vitamins that they are claiming to have. Or if they have the vitamins, they might have lower quantities of the vitamins they are claiming to have. Or any of the other items that we'll check. For products, we'll check. For safety, we look for heavy metals. And one of the heavy metals you look at is there's something called arsenic acid and lead. So we'd want to know, are these products really meeting the international standards for control of such impurities?
The Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board and the Pharmacy and Poisons Board have come to inspect Stallions Rain Associates in the company of police officers. We find 3 vans filled with children from the Child Welfare Society of Kenya parked outside the facility. Agre and Catherine are rendering their services when the unwelcome guests storm in.
We understand exactly. Do you have any medical training?
No, this is not animal.
Do you have any medical training? But those are medical drugs.
It's there.
When I see your paper, sitting there looking treating kids.
Papers aje.
What are you? Are you registered as a clinician? Are you a health person? Or what kind of services do you offer?
We offer alternative.
Is there any training for you to offer that?
We only have the licenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think let's go together so that you can exactly know what has been
Can
happening.
I go to the toilets?
Yeah, please. So, you are seeing children, yeah? I'm not sure whether you are aware of the effect of herbal medication or these supplements in young children. Are you aware? Because you are from outside, you've seen that this emergence from social welfare, children from here.
Yes.
Yeah? So who makes the diagnosis? Who sees those patients? And then after he had seen them, he prescribes and says, this is the kind of treatment that should be given. Who prescribes?
When they come here, these are our clients. So when they come, they ask for the services.
So who asks? The children come here and ask
No,
for services?
the administration.
The administration?
Yes.
From social welfare?
They came to ask for if we can assist the student.
So which services do they ask for? Because as far as I'm concerned, if a kid is ill, he needs to see a clinician. That must either a doctor, just a clinical officer, and then they prescribe, what the children are suffering from. Then after the prescription is made, then you're able to treat them. So what are you treating these children for?
Why they come here? They come here because of a natural therapy we do. There's a natural therapy. It's called a non-medicinal way of treatment. Because even if you read our brochure, you'll find that what we are doing is non-medicinal. So we don't use medicine.
I tend to differ with you a bit because most of the products here are the products that are prescribed by doctors. There's omega-3, there's zinc, there's glucosamine, calcium, collagen that are used for treatment, and all these things are supposed to be registered. They are not. So now that you've established that you actually treat patients here, can we see the license for the regulatory bodies?
We don't really treat the way I'm explaining to you. What we do, this is a natural therapy. Even if you read from our brochure,
my friend. You see, let me tell you, as regulatory bodies in this country, they're the ones that are mandated by the government to define what is treatment and what is not treatment. You've met my colleague from the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. He tells you for all these supplements, they must be registered, and tested by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, by KEBS, so that we know whether they are fit for human consumption. Has that process been followed?
You know,
Has the process of testing these products and registration, are they registered by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board?
these products, we source them from these companies
Have they been registered?
that have been registered
in Kenya?
Yes, in Kenya. Green therapy is a non-medicinal way of treatment. Yeah, you don't use medicine. Green therapy is non-medicinal. So you know physiotherapy is under medical. So this is a non-medicinal whereby you just help the body. It's not only for sick people. Anybody can come for green therapy. It's like massage in a layman's language.
To this one, they're saying they have found cholesterol, prostate.
Prostate and
Diagnosis.
diagnosis. So you're making diagnosis. Those are medical diagnoses.
So when
You're making medical diagnosis. So yes or no?
you know,
We're trying to help each other.
I know.
We're trying to get this thin
I know.
line. We're trying to get this thin line between what you're calling green therapy and what is medicine.
I know. You know what we have been doing
So,
here.
yeah.
It's creating problems to many people.
Brain arteries, right and left, noise in the ears, high insulin, pancreatitis. I think we're done here. This is what you need.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Those are medical conditions you are purported to treat. You're not a medical person. So what you're doing, you're providing treatment for something that you're not trained in. Okay. That defines you as a medical quack. And then two, people with real medical conditions that can be treated. You're pretending to treat them, and actually what you're doing, you're just getting money from them. Because the other thing, if you're supposed to be dealing with herbal issues, you have registered. You're not dealing with herbal issues. If you're dealing with any poison, anything that you take through the mouth and goes to your body, has to be safe. Are you sure all those things you're giving are safe?
No.
Are you sure they are safe?
From our own experience,
You think they are safe? So from the regulation experience, they are supposed to go through the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, and they are tested that they are fit for human consumption. You're actually now giving those products to who? Purporting to treat medical conditions, because from that file, you've seen issues of infertility, you've seen issues of prostate, cancer, you're treating all of that. Kids who are convulsing, you're treating all of that. You're pretending to boost their immune. Conversion has nothing to do with the immune system. Okay.
these children, are brought here by
Yeah,
the CEO
CEO.
of the Child Welfare Society.
That's what you want to establish.
So that
You see, our main issue is these are children.
yes.
These are child who cannot know what you are doing to them, whether it's harming them or not. And they're very vulnerable children from orphanages. You get it? Yeah? These are children who are supposed to be seen in a hospital. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And once they've been seen and the issue has been handled there, children who are convulsing, yeah? Children who have cerebral palsy,
Yes.
and then you're saying you're massaging.
Yeah, if they bring, if you are working and the clients are brought to you,
Yeah.
you are asked, can you help these ones?
So,
So you help them.
doctor.
No, they don't address us doctors. So what do we do?
Agray's first act, a call to the CEO of the Child Welfare Society of Kenya, Irene Mureithi.
Hello. Can you talk to them? Because they are really asking us how we attend to them. But we only give you supplements and the massage, but it's nothing else. So I don't know what is happening now. Because you are the one who referred the children to us. So we don't know. Now we are in trouble. In fact, our business is disrupted. They are closing just because of the children.
The authorities collected samples of drugs, medical equipment and records for evidence against the two.
Who's narrating this?
That's mine.
That's yours.
So this is our exhibit.
Agray and Catherine were also taken into police custody.
I can't do anything like that. Why would I run away?
Don't run away.
I
tu ukinishika hivi inakanika natoroka na stroke. Hakuna mali naweza. Hata mimi ndio naweza yako.
Sasa madam, nimekubali. Nimekubali. Ingeni hapo nyuma kabisa kwa sababu tuko wengi. I think you are not given correct information.
But us we can't run.
It's okay. Thank you.
After 3 days of asking, the CEO of the Child Welfare Society of Kenya, Irene Mureithi, finally agreed to an interview. But instead of their head office along Langata Road where she sits, she told us to meet her in one of their facilities several kilometers outside the city center. She had prepared witnesses to speak to us, but our sources had informed us that the witnesses were coached.
What is the relationship between the Child Welfare Society and Stallion Rain?
We take our children there for wellness and for nutritional support.
It was not medical treatment, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, it's not medical treatment because that is not a medical center.
Yeah, but these children were withdrawn from the facilities where they were receiving medical treatment and taken here. What informed that decision?
We have never withdrawn any child from a place where they were receiving medical treatment. Every child finishes their medical treatment and then they are taken, they go on with their life.
Let's take the example of cerebral palsy, which was a number of kids who were being taken to Kenyatta National Hospital for occupational therapy. Alongside a doctor identified as Dr. Chunge, who was dispensing some medicine to control the hyperactivity in them. And the instruction, I am told, that you gave was that you withdraw all of those and you stop all the medication that they were getting from these other areas and only go to Stallion Rain and get their medication.
We have continued taking those children where it is necessary.
So where do you currently take the ones who suffer from cerebral palsy?
They continue to go where they are going.
Where?
Where they are going. They continue to go where they are going.
Where?
If it is necessary. I want to say when it is necessary.
So where are the ones with cerebral palsy going right
And for
now?
example, you've just mentioned them.
Hold on first, before you get onto something else. Where are the ones with cerebral palsy being taken right now?
They don't need any medical attention.
Why?
Because they are not sick.
Why did you take them to KNH for occupational therapy before?
It depended on the condition they were on.
Which was the condition? What was it?
You know, sometimes when they are unwell, when they were unwell,
Yes.
they are taken there. If they are not unwell, we don't take them.
So right now you're saying you're not taking them because they're all right, because they're okay.
Sorry?
You're not taking them right now because
if they don't have
they're
a
okay.
medical condition, we don't take them to the hospital.
Which begs the question, when you were taking them to KNH for occupational therapy and Dr. Chunge, what was the medical condition they were being taken
when we took them to Dr. Chunge, we were told, we were informed, there is a new medicine.
To treat what?
That he can try. They can, and it is not Dr. Chunge. Maybe we are using it is a tropical.
Yes.
You need to use the right word because it's really
that
not
institution.
That
the tropical
because
medicine. Yes.
The tropical medicine. The only thing we saw is that we are taking these children on a daily basis, and we thought it was too much for them.
Too much.
Too much for them, and too much to take them every day. And there are many. These children are many.
Kenyatta National Hospital Occupational Therapy Center only saw those patients between 2 to 3 times a week. It wasn't every day. The pediatric psychiatrist who was seeing one of them with bipolar mood disorder only saw her once a week. So I don't understand when you say it was every day.
When you say that, you see these children are many. They are not few, they are very many children with certain conditions. So even if it is 3 times a week, these children are being taken by staff.
So was it 3 times a week or every day?
Every other, we can get that detail because that's a detail, I can clarify that.
At Stallion Rain, when you were taking the children there, Were you aware that it was not a licensed facility?
They were not treating our children. They are selling supplements. These are vitamins and food. There are vitamins and food supplements. And for the purpose of selling what they are selling to us, food supplements, they had all the necessary licenses from the government.
Which institute? Did you see those licenses?
For medical, you're
Yes.
talking about medical.
Yes.
I don't think those people are medical doctors.
Have you seen what they do inside there?
Yes, I have seen, and I know.
What would you call them?
They only offer food supplements, vitamins. At least for us, that is what they did. Food supplements and vitamins, and a massage for our children.
Describe for me this massage. What is it like?
I can't describe it. Maybe let the medical doctor, the medical person describe it for you.
Well, just
I really can't
in
explain
plain language,
because
what
me,
it looks like, if you have seen it, what do they do, is what I'm asking.
I think every case is different.
I have seen a copy or copies of invoices from Stallion Rain to Child Welfare Society billing for 2 months ahead. So this invoice was written in the month of May, billing for services that were presumably to be offered in July.
The reason we do that, we will do that, and probably why they did that is because of the financial year. That's the only reason.
What is
just like rent? When you are paying rent for July and August, because we will not have resources in July, because the government financial year ends in June.
What are the chances that the child perhaps heals mid-process?
I have just given
And then
an
now
example.
you will have paid 2 months ahead for a child who was healed.
One,
I am yet to see a facility, medical one at that, where you have to pay for services 2 months well ahead.
what we were paying for is for the resources to cover that period.
And what is this period, is what I'm asking.
What we are saying is, because we can see
is there a timeline to the program at Stallion Rain?
Basic for many cases, basic like now the bipolar, we had been told 3 months.
What about the other cases, cerebral palsy and the other ones?
Those ones are, every case is different.
So what were you told by Stallion Rain is the length of the program for cerebral palsy?
You know the children,
cases?
every child is different. Every case is different.
Give me one case then of cerebral palsy and the period that you were told they have to be there.
I have not been given any period.
So that would mean they were going to be there for quite
and
a long time.
I can tell you that. And I can tell
and
you
that
for cerebral
informed you
palsy,
paying in advance.
I only said we only paid in advance this particular time. Otherwise, we never pay for.
Each child per month you spend well over 100,000 shillings.
Yes, that's correct.
For supplements and massage.
Yes.
Well, while where they were going for actual medical treatment, they were paying 600 shillings per day for occupational therapy and perhaps a bit more on top, a couple of hundreds for medication.
One, we never got any medication. For any medication.
What did you get from the
Let
Tropical
me
Medicine
explain.
Institute?
For tropical,
Yes.
we got a different kind of medicine. And we pay for children, even in that, in the Tropical Medical Center, we have taken children there where we have paid a lot of money before.
How much money have you spent on Stallion Rain Associates?
For what purpose?
You called it wellness for you, the
there
children
is-
that you take there.
For
In terms
Stallion
of paying
Rain,
for their services.
For paying for their services. I can give you that in a few minutes. That's the information I told you I'm waiting for.
The CEO never provided the financial records, despite us asking several times. She also declined to show us a copy of the progressive medical report detailing the services they received from the facility. Our sources have told us that the report was written by Stallion Rain and that the Welfare Society's clinical officer, Willie Kaisha, was coerced to copy, paste, and sign it. They have denied this. NTV Investigates has obtained bank records of payments by the Child Welfare Society of Kenya to an Equity bank account belonging to Stallion Rain Associates for services listed as medical expenses, medical green therapy and purchase of drugs for the last 1 year and 2 months. In the month of June 2018, the company received 990,880 shillings. In July 2018, 298,250 shillings. August 2018, 740,260 shillings. September 2018, 1,522,050 shillings. October 2018, 2,818,250 shillings. November 2018, 2,156,710 shillings. And in December 2018, the company was paid 2,040,600 shillings. In January 2019, they received 1,349,700 shillings. February 2019, 1,519,450 shillings. March 2019, 814,500 shillings. April 2019, 3,168,650 shillings. May 2019, 2,449,580 shillings. June 2019, 6,02,710 shillings. And in August 2019, 1,179,400 shillings. This brings the total amount spent on Stallion Rain to 27,423,140 shillings. The company, as indicated here, was registered in November 20th, 2018, yet the first payments from the Child Welfare Society of Kenya were made in June 2018, 5 months before the registration. The directors are listed as Catherine Agri, Juan Davis Akuyanga, and Trevor Mark Ndungu. The state corporation's budget has been growing over the years. In the 2013-2014 financial year, Child Welfare Society of Kenya received 561 million shillings. 2015-2016, 761,250,000 shillings. 2016-2017, 881,300,000 shillings. 2017-2018, 1.057 billion shillings. 2018-2019, 1.226 billion shillings, and in this financial year, 1.156 billion shillings.
Tangu hiyo clinic ya town ianze, it's like funds zimedivertiwa because saa hii ulikuwa unakuta watoi wamekula kitu kama omena for a week, hadi watoi wadogo omena hazina vitu kama, unakuta sometimes hakuna mafuta, hakuna nyanya, vitunguu, ama unakuta githeri for a whole week, nyanya, vitunguu hakuna vegetables until watoe kwa shamba yao, ingine iko huko Kamulu, hawanunuliwi. Breakfast unakuta ni kitu moja constant. Beds unakuta watoi wanashare, wengine ni watoi wamekushia kuwa warefu but wako kwa zile tubed tu watoi tuko na rails kando, so unakuta wanajigongesha juu washakuwa warefu, na tukaandika tunafaa kuletwa beds kubwa, but unakuta mtu na yeye anatoa hizo beds kubwa anapeleka nyumbani.
Irene Mureithi has been in charge of the Child Welfare Society of Kenya since 2002. Sources we've spoken to tell us that she is a high-handed manager who is tough on her employees. Anyone who dares go against her word, we are told, has been fired. This is a copy of a letter of termination of one of the staff members dated 1st July 2019. You are therefore requested to wait for official communication on renewal of your contract before you resume, the Human Resources Manager MK Obaga writes. The ex-employee has never received any communication. Catherine and Agri have been charged with administering medical treatment by false pretense and operating an unlicensed facility. The Poisons Board accuses the two of offences relating to dispensing pharmaceuticals without requisite licenses. But as they now face the law, the fate of the children remains in limbo. Their well-being, rights and dignity stained by the sins of those who were at one time their saviors. Edmond Nyabola, NTV Investigates.